my name is Michelle and I have an antique booth where I sell decor items and furniture, and I have to say it's more of a vintage booth, as in there are some antiques in the mall, but it's mainly more vintage items, lots of mid-century things. So I wanted to go into how my first month there did, exactly what I sold, how much I sold it for, what profit I made off those items. And stick around to the end, I'm going to tell you the one item that made me over $800 in profit. I've broken down the things that I sold into 7 different categories. And what I'll do is I'll give you the sales from those categories and then the profit that I made. How I come to the profit is I take the cost of those goods out of the sale price, and also the antique store that I'm in takes a 10% commission from anything that's sold. And if it's paid for on credit card, another 3%. So I'm taking those fees out as well, and then that gives me my profit. So sales minus the cost of those goods minus those fees equals my profit. The first category of items that I sold was records, so vinyl records. I'll put some pictures up here of similar ones that I sold. Now I sold $45 worth of records and I had $30 worth of profit. I've just rounded things to the nearest dollar to make it easy. And I sold 5 different records. The second category of things I sold was plants. So I decided to do a bit of an experiment and I potted some succulents in unique vintage pots that I sourced. So they looked similar to the ones that I'm putting up here now. And I sold $67 worth of plants and made $39 worth of profit on those. And I sold 4 plants. I'm just looking down because that's where I've got my notes on my laptop. The third category of items that I sold was handbags and clothes. I don't really have clothes in my booth, but I do have some hats and some pashmina shawls, so that's kind of what I've lumped in with handbags. And the main handbags that sold for me this month were genuine leather handbags in a tan color. And I had sales of $164 and profit of $109. And that was 4 handbags and 1 hat that I sold. The fourth category is glassware. So this is like vintage glassware that I sold. And what I found sold for me was colored glassware. So for example, I sold some purple wine glasses, I sold some pink cocktail glasses and some iridescent colored, I think they're called sherbet or older champagne glasses, anything in that shape kind of sold, but it was the colors that sold. I also sold these really cool kind of peachy colored iridescent glasses as well. So it was definitely the colored ones that sold and more of like a cocktail glass style that sold. And I sold $238 worth and I had a profit of $172, and that was 7 different sets of glassware. Category number 5 was jewelry, and this was an unexpected one for me. I didn't think that this would sell as well as it did, and that was mainly earrings and necklaces. So with the earrings, any cute earrings that I found, I just put them on a little piece of card and those sold quite well for me, as did, I call them more statement necklaces, so something that are bold and big, anything that was brass or kind of had a big presence. Those ones sold well for me. I had $270 worth of sales in jewelry and I made $180 profit. So I sold 12 items in jewelry. Category number 6 was decor. So this can be art, knickknacks, anything you'd kind of put around your home as a decor piece. So there were some smaller ones like some wooden agate coasters, some wooden bowls, bookends, candlesticks, copper candlesticks, things like that. The 3 items in decor that I made the most from, there were 2 clocks. So one was one of those live edge wood slab clocks and I sold that for $85. And another kind of sunburst clock, which is MCM in style, and I sold that for $100. And the third item was a didgeridoo. And that's an Australian Indigenous musical instrument, and I sold that one for $149. So those were my 3 main sellers that I made the most from in the decor category, and all the rest were small items around like $20 to $30 mark. And I sold $535 worth of decor and made $364. There were 13 items that I sold in here. Now category number 7, the one that I made the most money from, was furniture, which makes sense because they're bigger pieces. I had this gorgeous dresser set that I sold. So there was a tall boy dresser and a long low boy dresser. I sold the tall boy for just over $700 and the low boy for just under $1,200. The item that gave me the most profit out of everything that I sold was this nightstand set. So this is a Lane Brutalist style nightstand set, and I sold these for $1,200 and I made just over $800 profit from this one set. So this was the item that made me the most profit in the whole month, and I had sales of $3,108 in furniture, and I made a profit of $1,712. I sold 3 different pieces of furniture. So overall, I found that furniture was definitely the category that gave me the biggest amount of profit for the month. However, the other categories, what I would call more small items or smalls, I found that those are the ones that basically will pay my rent, and the furniture is what is going to give me my profit. Now I'm going to go into my total sales and my total profit in just a minute. But if you're finding this video helpful, please subscribe down below. It means a lot to me and really helps me making more of these videos, and I truly appreciate it. And if you are interested in this topic of antique booths and there's something else you'd like to know about it, please list it in the comments. Let me know what your questions are about having an antique booth, and I'll see if I can answer them in the next video. Alright, so let's get to what I made overall in the month. So sales, I had a total of $4,429. Once I took out my cost of goods and the 10% commission fee and 3% credit card fee, I had a profit of $2,610. However, I also pay rent for my booth in this antique store. So each month out of that, I also have to take $480 rent, which left me with a total profit for the month of $2,130. Now this was my first month and I was pretty happy with that, but I don't have much to compare that to. So let me know in the comments down below, do you think this was a good result, a not too good result? Let me know what you think. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.